In this module, I will be going over live county market selection, and I'm going to be choosing the best counties to go after in a specific state. So my business model in this approach is rural recreational, so big acreage, and I want to be going after the highest sell-through rate counties in a specific state. So for this video, I'm going to go over Georgia. Georgia is a cheaper state. It's cheaper to get big acreage out here, and people are moving there. It's in quite high demand. And my acreage range that I want to be targeting is 5 to 10,000 acres because this is capturing the demand in the bigger acreage section of Land Insights. So let's jump into it by first setting up our tooltip preferences. So I have some selected already from a previous market research. So I want to look at active, so the quantity active for sale. I want to look at the quantity pending for sale, quantity sold in the last 6 months. We can look at 1 year as well. 6-month sell-through rate. Let's look at pending sell-through rate. Average days on market for the last year, how many days it took on average for all the listings that sold in the last year. Median price in the last year is going to show how expensive that market is. So I want to be going ideally after cheaper acreage. And let's not look at Genie. Let's look at the price per acre range from 1 year. So the minimum is going to show the lowest price sold in the last year. Maximum is going to show the largest price sold in the last year. Okay, I'm going to save that. And you'll see the tooltips added all this data. Now I'm going to set my acreage range, 5 to 10,000 acres. And we're going to heat map 6 months sell-through rate. That's usually the best indicator of high demand. So let's set our state to Georgia. Clicking contains GA, initials for Georgia. Apply, we've heat mapped Georgia now. All right, so I want a big sample size because the larger the sample size, the more clean the data will be, the easier it is for it to make assumptions on that data set. If you have a county with 4 properties for sale and 10 sold in the last 6 months, it's hard to tell if it's a 6-month sell-through or if it's a high sell-through rate because there's not enough data to support that. But if you have like 20 or 150 properties sold in the last 6 months, then it's easier to make sense of that data and be confident about it. So let's set our active to greater than 20. Froze or shrunk our sample size there. Less counties to go off of. Now let's also set a 6-month sell-through rate minimum to 70%. Greater than 70%. I'm just going to take a quick look at what the days on markets are looking like between all these. So I'm going to look at the largest to smallest. So as you can see, Murray County, Georgia is it's moving slow. It might have a high sell-through rate, but average time to sell each individual property is 383 days. Let's go to the smallest. Appling County, Georgia, 183 on average. Oh, sorry, it's not filtered. Okay. Marion County, Georgia, smallest. So 73. That's hot. So it's showing high 6-month sell-through rate, greater than 20 properties for sale, and it's got really fast days on market. So this is our heat map data. Let's look for Marion. Let's see what its 6-month sell-through rate is compared to everybody else's. It's green, so it's kind of mid-tier. So 22 active, 22 sold in the last 6 months. So that's 100% sell-through rate, and it's got average days on market of 73. Median price over the last year was 148,000. So it seems like it's a cheaper market. The highest price per acre in the last 1 year has been 10,725. So it's cheaper acreage out here. Now let's look at the more yellow markets. So Merryweather has high 6-month sell-through rate. That's 150%. And Madison County, Georgia has a high 6-month sell-through rate of 162%. 0.96%. So this one's a slightly more expensive market. As you can tell, the median price is 165,000, whereas Marion was 148,000. And you also see the min and max price per acre, 286 all the way up to 55,000 an acre, which is kind of ridiculous. So I personally like Marion a little better. Sell-through rate's not as good, but this might be easier to price since it's a little cheaper. It might be outside city limits. Merryweather's also good. It has slightly more pending than Madison. Let's look at pending sell-through rate. What is the best pending? Wayne County. There's currently 9 pending, 32 for sale. 6-month sell-through rate 75%. Not great 6-month sell-through rate. Average days on market 132 days. Average days on market for Madison County was 222. Okay. So I'm still liking Merryweather, Marion, and Madison. So I'm going to add these three to the back burner. So let's add Marion. Let's add Merryweather. Okay. So this is not going to show in my campaigns. We've added all these. This is a previous market that I'm no longer going after, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, so we've got these 3 markets we just added. We can go into my markets and just compare these against each other again, go even further with our analysis. Let's look at 5 to 10,000 acres again. Let's actually look at Genie. Let's see which one's more homogeneous. So when we're looking at Genie, we want to go to a smaller acreage range because the bigger the data set, the less Genie makes sense. But if you're on smaller acreage ranges, Genie makes more sense. So we're on 5 to 10 acres. This is usually easiest for big acreage. And we're going to look at Genie. So let's compare the Genies to each other. So yellow's going to show, oh, we've got a set Genie. Just remove some of these. And then add Genie to the mix. So I want to look at Genie 1 year because the sample size is going to be bigger. There's going to be more in our data set. Okay, so we got 5 to 10 in there. Now let's look at the Genies. So the lower the Genie, the more yellow it's going to be. So yellow is going to be the most homogeneous pricing. So like I said, Marion's price per acre was a lot lower than Madison, and as you can tell, Madison has the worst Genie because it's usually more expensive markets are going to have higher Genies because there's cities involved. There might be weird landscape or tourist attractions. So as you can see, Marion has the lowest Genie. It's probably going to be the easiest to price since it's more homogeneous, and then Merryweather's somewhere in the middle, 18.3%. So I would personally go after these two and market these over Madison because it's just going to be a pain in the ass to price. So I might just remove Madison from our set then and just stick with our 2 left here. So as you can see, it's been updated. So we have Merryweather and Marion. And we can go into the campaigns now and we can price these out if we want to. So the next step would be choosing the acreage you want to go after and then pricing it out inside of here. So let's say in Merryweather, when you wanted to go after 5 to 100 acres, and then we can price it out. So 5 acres worth 50K, for example. Offer at 25K, something like that, to keep track of your pricing and figure out how you want to price that area. And then you can go on, keep going. So 10 acres worth 80K. Offer at 40K, half the value. Okay, and we can save that. All right, so we've chosen 2 counties out of this whole bunch of counties in one state. And we really narrowed it down to the highest performers through just a couple data points. There's tons of other data points we could have used, but those are the ones I personally like to look at. And hopefully you can use these in your land business and figure out some of the greater markets in a specific state you go after. In the next video, I'll go over sub-market campaigns by using our zip code approach. All right, thank you.